howdy folks. Alright, what do we got here? Been doing some stuff on the Suzuki. I'm going to pretty much wrap this up. The only thing left I have to do is this piece right here. This is a skid plate. This is actually broke off from underneath. So once I clear some space in the garage and I can get to my welder, I'm going to tack weld this piece into place. Obviously, I'm going to paint. I painted the bottom. I won't paint the top. Clean that up. But as you can see, here we have a pile of stuff. The reason being is some upcoming videos. We have purchased another house for down in Florida, and we are moving Sunday. The whatever Sunday is, the 12th, I think. So, and my plug is over there straight ahead on that wall. But anyway, kind of wanted to go over, I know I was kind of lazy. I didn't record a lot of the stuff that I did, putting the front end back together, so I'm going to kind of go over it. These are just your plug caps. You know, the shocks are adjustable, so when you put those on, though, you do have to loosen your triple tree for your bars and slide them over to get the little rubber caps on, and they ain't going to go nowhere. I did get a new speedometer, and I just verified it with the drill that it is working, so I don't know if I didn't have my cable in right, but I will check that here in a bit. Got to tighten down my turn signal. But some of the things I wanted to go over, I know somebody else, I can't remember who, was asking questions about putting the front end back together. Well, it's pretty straightforward. I mean, as far as your tire and rim goes, I mean, it's really there's only one way to put that on. Now, your, whatever those things are called, ears for your headlight. If you look right there, there is a little round piece that goes, it sits on top of this ear right here. I thought it went down here, and that's how I had it. But this part here was really super loose, so it wasn't that big of a deal. All I had to do was unhook the I didn't have the headlight back on yet, so I took the turn signal wires off so they could flop, and then all I had to do was take off this nut right here, obviously the triple tree, just laid the handlebars down, and I was able to loosen these here and lift the whole triple tree off, and then pull these out and take that piece off the bottom and put it back to the top, and that solved that whole problem. So that's really the only one kind of gotcha with those pieces. I couldn't remember, and I actually had to look back at another video I had taken of when I first got it to kind of pinpoint where those pieces went. And obviously I hooked them up wrong, and of course I ended up hooking up the fender backwards because I'm a genius, don't you know. That bolts up under there. You can kind of see those 4 bolts, and they are kind of a pain in the ass to get to. So it does help if you leave the fender off. The fender has 4 bolts. There's 2 there, and then there's 2 back here. So I think what I'm going to do before I call this a day, I don't know if that's going to show up on there. I did clean it, but it's still a little bit rusty. So what I may do is just tape it up and clean it again and paint it black. So that is that. Everything works. So turn the key on and turn the headlight on. You can see I have a low beam and I have a high beam. Move the camera here. See, low beam, high beam. And then we do have turn signals, front and back. And then we have the other side, front and back. So we're good there on turn signals. I still need to move my switch over just a little bit. Move it. Try to move this a little bit closer because your thumb is kind of far away from the switch, and I don't have a whole lot of clearance there with the clutch lever. So anyway, let's see here. See what she does. See if she fires up. Fire right up. Got a speedometer table jumping around. It definitely has a little bit better throttle response once it's warmed up. I did adjust the carb, and it was running. I was actually riding it around the yard the other day and drove it up and down the street, and it'll rip pretty damn good. Like I said, it's a 185 two-stroke, so the thing's definitely got some balls. I mean, compared to, now, say this bike here, this is a Moto Max Bashan, I believe, makes it. It's a 200cc. That 185 will just wax this thing. You know, not that it's not a nice bike. It's a nice bike too, but yeah, it just they don't compare. So one thing I had to do is these pieces here you're looking at. There is originally there was a spacer here, and obviously it's 74. You can't get that spacer no more. So I got these parts at the hardware store and just made my own, and it works great. I still need to get a bulb for the rear light, and the brake pedal was bent up, so your foot was sitting up kind of like this, and I thought I was going to have to heat it, but I was just able to take a cheater bar and bend it back down, so that's good. Like I said, the thing runs great. Headlight works, which is a Tacoma headlight bulb. So versus the god-awful expensive $100 and something sealed beam unit. So that worked out pretty good. And the tack works. All the dash lights work. So tells you when you're turning. Tells you if your low beam, high beam is on. So. And the turn signal blinks for both. The charge light, once it warms up and it's idling at about 1500, 1600 RPMs, which is the factory spec is 1500 plus or minus 100, the charge light will go out, and it does have, as you can see, dash lights. So I'm pretty impressed that all that crap works, and the tank was, you know, pretty near spotless on the inside. So did put a new clutch lever on it that was broke. Like I said, I got to tighten this down. And other than that, she's done, man. It runs good. Thought about maybe getting another carb. I noticed it did flood out a couple of times, but you know, carb's 35 bucks. So I mean, generally it starts right up. So pretty happy with that. Still want to clean the rims up a little bit. Give it a bath, but it's done. So I think I'm going to wrap this video up with this series on this bike. So if anybody has any questions, definitely just give a holler, and hopefully I can answer them. So, but anyway, I would like to thank you guys for watching, and stay tuned. We are taking the KP Mini down to Florida, and I'm taking the Life and Expect. So we're taking both of those bikes down there, and a gazillion and one things from the house, which I'm sure we're going to forget a gazillion and one other things. New hot water heater for the house. Since it's been vacant, it was stolen. So, yeah, we got all kinds of stuff. Picking the moving truck up Saturday and loading it up and heading out Sunday. It's only 1,050 miles from here. So that should be a nice short trip. Then, once I get some time to get back, I did get my chrome paint finally from Eastgate to work on that, get that painted, get the side panels back on, and dork around with it. It's a beast. You know, it's a 60cc, so most scooters would wax this thing, but most scooters don't look as badass as that. So anyway, thanks guys for watching, and stay tuned for our Florida adventures. We are, if I don't forget, I'm going to take the helmet cam down. Definitely taking this camera down so we can kind of video how the house looks now. And it's not horrible. It just needs some love. And then get that posted out and show you guys our new place down there. So stay tuned, and thanks for watching.